Yeah,
Anyway,
that's useful.
So, anyway, back to the campaign. Right. Imagine that the kind of river goes like underground into that kind of like mill kind of part there. I've not, and imagine there's also like cobblestones for those other areas.
I can't really see the map.
Oh, you can't. Yes, you can't, because of that. Let me just go back to here. Next tokens, and I will now reveal areas like that. And that. It's mostly just so you can't see what's happening inside. Apologies for not putting the.
Is that what the whiteness is for?
Yeah, the white stones. The whiteness is just cobblestones at the moment. The other stuff is. Oh, my Roll20 has just kind of crashed a little. Oh no, it's back to normal. Back to normal. Right. Okay. So the whiteness represents cobblestones. The rest of it represents the rest of it. As you can see, this is the kind of area out here. And I should probably move all the people back inside because they was where they were on the previous one. Right. Okay. So there's a couple of buildings outside. This area here, just the whiteness by the thing is where the actual door is. So we can start moving these things inside. And that's still there. Okay. So as we're coming up, you said So we're going to put you all in kind of around about just this open courtyard there.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of buildings to scale up and get a better view of things, absolutely. There are these buildings around here on the outside. And I will just put some slightly more like that so you can see, because you kind of know where that is. There. So, if you said you wanted Bludgeon to be kind of like here, I'm imagining kind of this kind of setup for this kind of area, or is there anything else specific you wanted to be at coming into there?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I should definitely be behind everyone.
Okay, cool. Now, you said you wanted to try and scale up something.
As befitting her vigilante identity, Joanna is going to
I just forgot the actual
situation.
Could everybody roll for initiative, please? Is the actual I should be doing that because it's combat time and I forgot about.
Is this macro going to work if I press it? One's on top left.
Yep.
Do I just press this initiative button? Is that correct?
Do indeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you bastard.
I love low initiative skills so much.
All I can say is thank God the healer's last.
You wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Yeah, it's weird. Just do a roll. Sometimes it does that. For me, if I have the you can press the button to make the edit window pop out into a separate window. I'm guessing.
So did you not see my roll?
Oh, we saw your rolls. Yeah, we can see the initiative rolls in the chat.
Okay, so we have Joanna going first. Then we have Alastair. Then we have Medak, and then we have Dante right at the end, plus whoever else is involved in that. In fact, it is the baddies are going there. So Joanna, as you all come round the corner, having put yourselves into your vigilante guises, you can notice that somewhere around the back of it, the fireworks are kind of like going off, and you can kind of hear some kind of like gurgling kind of like some kind of screams of help and pain from around the back. Not to mention you can see some kind of the lights appear to be flickering inside the building as well. Hello? Sorry, Joanna, what would you like to do on your turn?
Okay, I would like to scale a nearby building to get an overview of the situation.
Okay, So we're kind of in combat. So in terms of movement, everyone can move. These are 5-foot squares, aren't they? So so you can move 30 feet. So that is 6 squares. And if you wish to move to the top of a building, I might ask you to make a climb check as well.
Okay. I also have acrobat slippers. I don't know if that's going to be helpful here at all.
It will be helpful if you were trying. It will help you. Yes, it will, but I'll let you know how that is. It means that you still retain your armor, because normally you get a negative to your armor class when you're climbing up things, but you would not. So if people were trying to attack you whilst you were trying to climb up things, they would have a more difficult time.
Okay, one further question is, I don't know if it's just my map glitching out, because it has been glitching out quite badly, but is there a building kind of... let me just move... I'll move John back in a second.
Yeah.
But is there a building there?
Yes, there is. It's
okay.
Yeah.
So
it's the other side of the building. In fact,
it's like cut off, but it is there.
Yeah, it's kind of cut off. In fact, if I stretch this out, because it's slightly in the wrong position, it is more like that. So yeah, absolutely.
If you
okay, I will scale that building, please.
Okay, if you could make for me where you were originally, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. If you put yourself on the corner there, that's your move action, including the amount of vertical movement you're going to make. So if you could make me a climb check at that point.
Sure. 1 second.
Okay, and that is a 22. So yes, you absolutely can kind of scale up the side of that building. And as you look down, you can see quite a lot of panic. There are people like milling around. Certain people kind of running out of the front of it, looking like they're panicking and screaming. Towards from where you are, you can actually see down into the kind of courtyard to the back, which is where some of the scenery is made, and you can kind of see a very panicked looking stagehand, and you can also see there
Ooh. Oh my.
a couple of creatures.
Mm.
In fact, there should have been another one there, but it didn't work. Oh, there we go. Yeah. These are kind of red-skinned, demonic-looking creatures. In fact, I should have. So I just made a mild mistake there. I need to do that again. So yes, these are red. These are. These are kind of like deformed and horned, hunchbacked humanoids with forked rat-like tails and 2 thumbs on each taloned hand. They're kind of looming upon. And if I switch back to actually put these in as tokens, which is why they came in twice as big when I did it before. Pro tip: be on the right level, be on the right layer when you're putting things in. They are approaching the stable hand. Oh, sorry, the stage hand, as he is cowering away from them. And you have used your move action to get to this point, and you then have a standard action to use as you see fit.
A standard action, is that a combat action?
Yes, that is, for example, firing your bow, or or casting a spell, or using your sword.
Technical question.
Yes.
A grappling arrow. What is that?
A grappling arrow is an arrow that has a grappling hook attached to it that you can use to fire onto buildings to scale up them. Obviously, this kind of like first level building that you're on at the moment, you wouldn't need something like that. But anything like super tall, that would be useful for getting onto things like that, or maybe like bridging across 2 separate buildings. It's basically like a grappling hook and an arrow at the same time.
Okay, could I draw my bow, fire an arrow, a grappling arrow, into one of these creatures in an attempt to drag it back away from the stable hand?
You absolutely could attempt that. Yes? So I'm just going to bring up. So if you want to make a ranged roll on that, this will potentially do a little bit less damage than perhaps a standard arrow would. But you're certainly in. Which one do you want to attack?
The one that is closest to him.
Absolutely.
So this is just kind of to delay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imminent attack.
Yeah. So the thing that you're on is actually slightly higher up. So you do have a line of sight there. Let me see. And you have a longbow, I believe.
Yes.
Longbow for Pathfinder. Excellent. So if you want to make an attack roll for that, please.
Okay. Silly question. Whereabouts is that?
Okay. No, that's not a silly question at all. It's the first time we've done combat, so that's an entirely logical question. So, what you would be doing at this point is, if you go to where your weapons are, they're just below. If you imagine it's kind of like one full screen's worth of scrolling down, they're just below the like the second screen if you scroll down the sheet. So just below where the melee range. I believe you have a longbow there.
Yep.
And if you were to just click the attack roll, you would.
Okay. Flank 1 equals yes.
Just put a 0 for that. So flanking means if you've got 2 people on the same side. I'll assume there's no flanking unless I tell you there is. So just always put 0 for that.
And the same for power attack. Yeah.
0 for power attack. Yeah.
Additional hit modifier?
Nope, 0. Okay, so you hit a 19 as the arrow goes arcing through the air and embeds into like the shoulder of this creature. It kind of like squeals in pain as it as the grappling hooks kind of extend within it. It goes ah. It kind of seems quite unput. It does a small amount of damage to it, and it then you've successfully shot a grappling arrow into this thing.
Cool.
It would be another standard action to pull it, but it certainly isn't moving any further than where it is. Okay, so next up is Alistair.
Okay. I guess I'll just head down towards this lane here.
Yep.
So, what's the bit? Am I starting from here? Okay.
You're starting from here, yeah. Oh, that's not you. Oh, yeah. Oh, so yeah, that's you.
This is me just measuring stuff. It's all this.
Okay.
5, right? I could only move 5.
No, you can move 6.
Okay, and I don't suppose I have a shot here. Like those are towers, right?
Those are actually kind of parts of almost like a stable. So those aren't all the way through. You do kind of have a shot, but I'm going to give you partial cover on it. So you're going to get a negative 2 to hit.
Okay. Well.
So it's almost like you guys have played Fallout, right? You know, you can get those kind of like really ramshackle huts that have got a roof, but they haven't really got sides.
Yeah.
They're those kind of things. It is quite a tricky shot, but yeah, you can certainly shoot through and try.
I'm gonna take the shot, I think.
Okay.
Do I want to use any abilities here? This is just a normal clip, only 6 normal bullets in it.
Yep.
Hold on. I only have Deadeye, right? That's like my only real ability I can declare here.
You can also you can spend your grit points to make it as a touch range attack, or you have basically the ranged equivalent of power attack, where you can take you can kind of aim. It's basically sharpshooter. So it's you take negatives to hit to do more damage.
I'm gonna do it. It's already a tricky shot, but I'm gonna do it.
Okay, so
I'm gonna Deadeye. Is that the one? Is that what it's called? Okay.
I forget exactly what it is called for you. It's something like that.
I'm going to go with Deadeye's power attack.
Yeah, Deadeye's power attack. Sure. So you've already got a -2 for the cover. You would get an additional -2 for doing the Deadeye.
Okay, now where do I put in these negatives?
When you roll your attack, it will ask you if it is a...
Oh, so I just roll to attack with my revolver?